In 2000, the Performing Arts Council of the Transvaal was dissolved when government withdrew its funding, leaving professional ballet dancers without a future in the South African ballet industry. Bravely, a small group of dancers began the South African Ballet Theatre, which today, thanks to a generous group of corporate and private sponsors, celebrates its 10th anniversary with the performance of the three-act classic Romeo and Juliet.
In South Africa, it's a hard industry to be involved in, and purely because of funding. We've got the great talent in this country, we have fantastic productions that we can do, but at the end of the day it's about money and being able to pay those relevant artists what they are worth. And as the artistic director, that is something I'm passionate about. We've got to keep feeding our dancers, so we've got to make sure that we're bringing new, exciting ballets into our rep. We're doing Romeo and Juliet now. It's one of the epic love stories that every company around the world does, and we're doing it. We need the audiences to support it, to make sure that we can get other exciting ballets, and that all comes at a cost.
Romeo and Juliet's an extraordinary ballet production. Traditionally, anywhere in the world, it's one of the most complex and costly productions to stage. It is a ballet on such immense scale. The sets are huge and lavish. The costumes are absolutely exquisite. Of course, in South Africa, sponsorship and funding for productions like this is a huge, huge challenge, which is one of the reasons why the Vox Telecom support is so creative in a sense, because I think a lot of companies or donor agencies think of sponsorship in terms of cash. But from our point of view, to keep the ballet theatre company going, anything helps, literally anything.
Vox Telecom is a full-blown telecoms operator, one of the leading telecoms operators in South Africa. We do provide telecom services in the form of an internet connection to the South African Ballet Theatre, but that's not where it ends. You know, we view it as a partnership, and you know, the first thing that comes to mind with a lot of businesses is your mainstream sports, but there are a huge amount of opportunities for organisations such as the Ballet Theatre, where corporates can get involved, you know, and really reap the rewards. Obviously there is another side to it, and we want to increase our brand awareness, but there is a feel-good factor as well.
And I think that the arts provides a platform for business to engage in a different way with their key target audiences, and I think that the ballet audience is quite a unique audience. It's quite, for the most part at this stage, quite a high net worth audience, and an association helps companies reach those target audiences in a different and perhaps more meaningful way.
I would love to make corporates buy into it as much as they buy into sport. They've seen what sport can do, and I can tell you that ballet, especially this ballet company, can do exactly the same thing. We're not talking a language. We're speaking an art form, and we can break those barriers, so we can bring people together by coming into the theatre, by coming to watch productions like this. Romeo and Juliet, a prime example. It's a great love classic that everyone's experienced. Just because it's a ballet doesn't mean that you're not going to relate to it in an emotional way.
An area in which sponsors are particularly interested is the SABT's developmental program, a rather important element to the ballet company.
Our development programs that we have through SABT are hugely fundamental to the sustainability of the company. They are the next generation of dancers. So we've got to nurture them from when they're young and ensure that they are going to have a place that they can come to. So we bring them into our productions so that they can see the bigger picture. Why am I going and training every day? I want to show them that this production, you could be our next Juliet or our Romeo or our Lady Capulet. And then on that, not only as dancers, but they're exposed to wardrobe, they're exposed to technical, they're exposed to lighting. So these kids are exposed to the whole element, all about job creation at the end of the day. You know, it's not just about dancers and putting on a ballet. There's a bigger picture to all of this, and I think businesses need to understand that, that it's job creation for a wider spectrum of people.
I think it's a great outlet for kids in townships like Alexandra and Soweto, where they are involved at the moment. You know, it's a learning tool, and it's a great way for kids to get involved with ballet.
And a continuation of grand productions such as Romeo and Juliet is crucial for a sustained arts culture in South Africa.
If we are truly to attain the position that that we are trying to aspire to as a country and as a city, as a world-class entity, that no world-class entity is so without a really vibrant and well-supported arts community.
We decided the private sector needs to stand up for arts in South Africa. If you look at ballet and dance in general, it's a unifier, it's accessible by a wide range of people, it's a brilliant learning tool for the youth, and unless the private sector and benefactors take the time and energy to continue to grow it, then it's going to dwindle.